So, I've been called to tell you my story about how I found the remedy and how I found human design and how I just ended up where I am now. So, by trade, I am a teacher. I was a special ed teacher at an awesome school for many years, like 9 or 10 years. And prior to that, I was a kindergarten teacher, a preschool teacher, and a couple other level teachers, and in regular ed. But when I was the special ed teacher, I just really attached to these kids, and I was so drawn to them, and I just really felt all of them. I could see them so deeply, and I understood them, and I just knew what they all needed. Of course, being in the public school system, that's kind of difficult because, we have curriculum and we have everything you're supposed to follow and rules and regulations and all this stuff. The school system's also full of paperwork. There's so much paperwork I had to do, and I am not a computer fan, so sitting on a computer for 6-7 hours a day almost would just drain me. It was so hard. I just would turn into like almost a zombie being on the computer so long because it was so draining. And I just fought with it and hated it, and things would break or not work right or disappear or freeze or erase or whatever. It was just heartache after heartache, and that should have been my first sign right there that obviously I am not made for computers and paperwork like this. So that started eating away at me really harsh, and as the years went by with that darn paperwork and stuff I had to do, some of the kids that were coming in started coming with harder traumas and more problems. And as that happened, I would just attach more to them and just feel them more deeply. And I often took on their pain as my own, and I would just really relate to them and sympathize with them and empathize with them so bad that it would like put me into the same state as they were in almost when I left work. I would just hold on to it so badly instead of releasing things and letting things go. So there was a couple kids that started having some really bigger problems, and it was hard for the school to deal with, and they weren't prepared, I guess, or equipped to deal with the traumas this poor fella had. So he ended up going to a different school, but during that whole process of say 3 or 4 years, I just really knew I could see him. I could see this kid so well, and I knew exactly what he needed, and I just couldn't do it, and I couldn't let anybody understand what I was talking about or hear me because I did not know anything about human design, and I am a generator, and generators are supposed to respond to things, but I wasn't responding. I was definitely initiating because I was just feeling so deeply and getting so frustrated and like feeling his anger too, I suppose, that I wanted people to listen and hear what I knew, because I know how to help this kid, and they couldn't see it. And it's nothing on them. I love them all and appreciate what they do, but it's just very hard trying to initiate when you are supposed to respond to things. So if I would have waited for the right timing and responded correctly, I bet things could have turned out a lot differently. But because I didn't know this and it didn't happen that way, I was basically shut up and pushed aside. So a lot of the things I said would be overlooked or misunderstood. And, a little while later, some professional person with a label like a psychiatrist or some special name would come in and say the same thing I said months before. And they would be like looked at as a god for saying that, and I'd be like, what? I said that so long ago. That's what I've been trying to do, and then I'd get so frustrated and mad, and then I'd even get like bitter at the people around me because like, why are you guys not listening to me? So anyways, that just kept going on, and again, not knowing human design and definitely not being aligned with who I truly was, I was just digging myself deeper into a hole, and it was burning me out bad. Like, my relationships at home were just going downhill. Like, I was coming home from work after working all day. I'd go into work, get up early, get ready to get the kids to school. Then I'd go to work, come home. I wouldn't get home till probably 6 or 7 at night. Then I'd come home and try to hurry up and see the kids for a second if I could, get them fed and, take care of them as much as I could at that time. And then I'd have to get back on the computer and work on stuff for the next day or the next week or the next meeting I had. It was just constantly on the computer. And then I'd be up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning every day, and then repeating the vicious cycle every day. So it was killing me. I was getting so tired, so drained. I looked like a zombie. Like, literally, people in my life that know me really well were asking me if I was taking drugs, like, and not like normal, like, basic drugs, but they thought I was taking like crack or something, or wild drugs that people don't sleep on. Anyways, that was making me look so fragile and just deteriorated, I guess I should say. My eyes were all gray and sunken, and my face was so skinny, and I was just like all bony and gross. And my like daughter always thought I was dying. She was like preparing for me to die because she thought I was running myself that rampant. But I didn't tell anybody that. I didn't let anybody help me, and I tried doing it all on my own, which was impossible. So obviously, I burnt myself out. Thank goodness I'm a generator, and I am able to recover from that pretty quickly and easily. But that's why I was like so like drawn to the body graph when I saw the Human Design Body Graph. It's just so amazing the difference it can make in your life by just changing and tweaking a few little things, which is what I did once I found it. So back to where I was again. The level I was at, I was so low. I'd come into work every day, and I love kids so much. Like, I connect with kids, and I just understand them so deeply. Like, I don't even have to talk to them. It's almost like I can telepathically understand them, or just touching them, I can feel them so deeply, and I just relate to them and have so much compassion and empathy for them. But, so I wasn't even spending much time with the kids because I was so busy working, and that was making me very sad also, and frustrating me as well. But pulling into work every morning, I'd have to sit in my car for at least 5 full minutes, usually longer, but I'd sit out there, and I'd have to just like breathe to try to regulate my heart, because I would literally feel like my heart was pounding out of my chest so hard. Like, it would beat so fast, and I could feel it. And at times I could even see it. I could see it pounding in my chest, and I could like definitely see it in my arteries for sure. But it was not a good feeling. I would start sweating. Like, I'd have sweat beads all over my lips and like around my areas of my face, and my stomach and my back would just start sweating. And I couldn't catch my breath, and I just nauseous and nausea, and just I couldn't figure out why. Like, there was nothing wrong with me. I just couldn't figure out what it was. So I did that for months and months. And finally I had to tell the bosses that I couldn't do it any longer. So the school year ended. I was going to be like, oh, I can do this one more year. Nope, I couldn't do it. So I had to tell them I need to resign. So I resigned. Then I felt so terrible, and I thought I would miss the kids so badly that I applied for a first grade job at the same school, because I literally love that school. I love everybody there. I love the kids. I love the people I worked with, the bosses. Everything was so perfect. Like, why did I feel like this? So I luckily got this job and I applied for this job 3 other times before and was turned down for it. But so when I finally got it, I was like, yeah, baby, score. This is my dream life, my dream job. Finally, I'm ready. So I got this. I went into the school that first month after school was out to get everything ready. I had all my lessons prepared for the year. I had so many amazing things done. The room was just decorated for the most part all the way, ready to roll. I had everything ready and planned. My year was going to be so easy, so smooth, and I had an awesome class. I think I only had 12 kids in my class. I had 12 kids in my groups for special ed teaching. My levels were like, first grade to fourth grade, roughly levels. I had 12 kids in just that group. So having 12 kids in the same level was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be cake. But either way, I went in, I did it, and I was so excited. But still, every day I had that anxiety when I went into school. And nothing was around me. It was just me. Well, I mean, there was a few people there, but it was basically just me. No stress, nothing else. I was just planning and preparing for the year and getting everything ready. But it was still killing me. And I just felt dreadful and dreadful and dreadful every day. And I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't understand why. So I tried like all the self-healing techniques I could figure out and try and do for myself, because I was like, well, maybe I just need to take better care of myself. Yeah, that did help. No doubt it helped for sure, but it didn't fix it. I couldn't walk into the school in the summertime when I didn't even have to be there, like for fun. I couldn't do it. So I had to figure out why. Started researching. I was on a computer looking around, digging for what's causing me to feel this way and why would this be happening to me. I found Human Design, a body graph. I went onto this website called Quantum Human Design. I had no idea what I was looking for, but I found this body graph and I looked at it and I was just like drawn to it. I couldn't stop staring at it. I'm like, what are those shapes? What are those numbers? Well, I wonder what that means. What? I'm a caves blending person? What does that mean? There were so many questions running through my mind, and I was just hooked initially, like right away, hooked, couldn't stop, and there I go. So I went in, I resigned from that job. I had to quit my so-called dream job that I've always wanted before it even started, even though I was prepared for the entire year and had everything ready already, and it was going to be cake, easy money, have fun with the kids, work so hard. These kids were going to learn so much and get so much more, and I was just so excited, but I wasn't. So I ended up putting in my notice and quitting that, and for some reason I didn't feel bad. Like, that was the first time. Like, I cried for days after I quit as a special ed teacher, but this dream job that I had after I saw this body graph and was introduced to Human Design, I did not feel bad at all. I felt relieved. I felt like satisfied and happy and content, and just relief is the biggest word I can think of. And so I rolled with it. I researched some more. I read everything I could. I watched videos, and I learned and learned and learned everything I could. Once I learned it all, I went and got myself a Human Design reading from a professional trained Human Design reader. And it turns out that the stuff that I did on my own was much better than that $333 Human Design reading I got a couple years ago, or 2021, was that 2021? Summer of 2021. And I took, once I got that reading and knew that I knew it, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I got to learn the rest now. So I signed up to enroll in something called Quantum Human Design because I related to that a lot more. And when I got enrolled, I whipped through my first 3 levels, and then I joined my final level of 4th level, and that was a longer span because it's a deeper level and it's a longer training. But I finally made it through all 4 levels, and I learned so much, and I cannot believe the useful information and amount of healing this system has. So I decided I am going to share this with the world. And of course, I wasn't fully there yet. Obviously I wasn't very much into my experience. I hadn't practiced very often or, learned very much yet. So I was still trying to initiate at times and responding at the same time. So I would respond to people asking me to show them about it, talk about it, and give them videos. But I was so nervous, and it wasn't the right time. So I forced myself to initiate making videos about Human Design, which helped. I mean, it helped some. So I put them up there, I got it out there, and that made me realize that I need more than that. I want people to actually experience Human Design for themselves too. So I decided I was going to open up a Human Design shop, is what I was calling it at the time. And in my mind, it was going to be this really awesome place for people, to come and learn Human Design and to get Human Design readings done for themselves so they can align with who they truly are. But I also wanted it to be a place of community. Like, I felt like, boy, I want to find a place where I can have some really cool classes or workshops or things for people to come just do things they enjoy and let other people help share their gifts with other people. So I was like, yeah, let's find a place that I can have space for small workshops or classes and events that I can teach or lead, and I can also invite community members that have things to share also to come in and teach and lead. And doing that, we can also be doing things that are filling our buckets or lighting us up, things we enjoy, which are super important for generators and manifesting generators, especially, if you're not doing things to light yourself up that you enjoy, you're not energizing yourself. It's like you're going to be running on fumes. You need to gas your tank, right? You need gas in that tank to run. So fuel yourself up by doing things you like. So I figured, we could have people doing some like crystal healing. We can do some spiritual work. We can do some art classes. We can get some like sip and talk classes. Like maybe somebody wants to have a book club in here or something, or a chess club or something, or maybe somebody wants to have a game night, anything people were really drawn to do that they enjoy. I wanted to find a way to incorporate that into the community too. But for the most part though, I really just wanted everybody else to experience how amazing human design was. So I went on an adventure to try to find a place that I could use to share this stuff with everybody. And I finally found somewhere that I was really drawn to because it had trees growing in the atrium of the building. So I was like, I am a total crystal freak. I love trees and I love outdoors. This building has 3 trees growing on the inside of it, which is like, whoa, that is so amazing. So heck yeah, that's for me. Secondly, there's all these huge, really cool rocks out there too that the guy who used to own this building, I think he said his dad left them for him. They just left them there or something. And he has no idea anything about them, but they are so cool. There's the neatest rocks out there too. They're like a big old boulder, cool rocks. And I'm really drawn to those things too. So when I saw this place, I was like, okay, we need to have this store then for the Remedy. And it took a long time to get it ready. It literally took me 3 or 4 months to get it refinished. Thank goodness I have an amazing mom and dad who know a lot about like carpentry work and things like that. So they helped me get things rolling, and then I just spent months remodeling and redesigning this place, and now I have an awesome small shop right now. It's small. I mean, it's big enough for, we can have 20-ish people in here at a time, but I wanted a space and I found a space and we got it put together, and now we have this small space for community and human design readings and energy work and mentorships and any of that stuff we want to do. And eventually we are going to try to expand to make bigger spaces for more workshops and more community involvement, more aligned, like-minded people to connect with. So just because the better connection you have with each other, the more vibrations we have. We can vibe higher, we can share more knowledge and abundance and prosperity with each other if we work together. So I was just really excited to finally get this shop up and running. And now I work with some awesome people. I have me, and I focus mostly on human design and mentorships for kids that are struggling or having problems or not doing so well in school, things like that. Just I really focus on kids or somebody with relationship struggles. So if you're having relationship problems with your spouse or with your kids or your parents or anybody, those are my main focuses that I'm drawn to. Then I also have Tara who works with me, and she is this awesome, amazing, like soul alignment lady, and she is so amazing at understanding energy and how energy works in the world and with yourself. And she also does human design and energy medicine and plant medicine, and she is very good with herbs and things like that. She's just a very multi-talented lady, and she is here also. I also have Lynette, and she is like, oh my gosh, this awesome lady who helps with our alignment. She keeps us rolling. She helps keep us focused. She's a manifester, of course, so she's really good at initiating things for us. So we love Lynette so much. She is also very talented with like business knowledge and business skills, and she does all our flyers and our computer work and all. Oh my gosh, we are just so grateful for that awesome lady Lynette too. And then we have Kaylee. She is not as involved yet, but she's into human design. She started it, and she's also working on energy medicine like myofascia and energy healing and things like that. Then we are also going to be doing a podcast. Kaylee and I are going to do a podcast together for mostly focused toward like teens and young adults and things who are having struggles and experiences in life that they're trying to work through. And yeah, we use human design and other experiences and tools and things to help with that. So we have a lot going on here. We also do, I didn't say, we have workshops. So we do little fun workshops for a lot for human design, but like I want to specifically show different groups of people how they can use it in their lives. Like, so teachers, that's my big passion there too. I want to do workshops for teachers and parents so they can understand how to use human design with their students or with their family or with their life in general too. So just even if you do not want to share human design with others or mentor other people with human design, it can still help you with your life and your family. So I really want to share that message and spread it so that more people are able to utilize this awesome tools that human design can provide for us. So that is my story in a nutshell. Definitely not all the details. That's a quick rundown of it. But I must say, since finding human design, my life has become so much better. I am so much happier. My family is so much happier. All the relationships in my life are so much better. I do things for myself and take care of myself the way I'm supposed to now, which makes it easier for me to take care of other people. And it's just the best thing I could ever have happen to me, I guess. Yeah, so that is my story. I'm loving life now. I have everything to look forward to. Like, my hat says, I am always thankful, grateful, and I am extremely blessed. And I just really want to share this amazing information with everybody that wants to hear it. So if you are ready to align with your true authentic self, if you are ready to improve your relationships, if you are ready to turn your life around and just be the best version of yourself you can be and live with your true authentic design, I invite you to get a hold of me or Tara or Wynette at The Remedy, and we will help you out. Okay? Look forward to talking to you. Have a great day.